After a U.S. Supreme Court ruling in her favor earlier this week, Libby returned to Maine's House of Representatives today to do what the people of Auburn sent her there to do: vote on legislation. But she remains silenced in another way thanks to the censure that still remains in effect. News Center Maine's Donovan Lynch was at the State House today when it all played out.
A green Y lights up on the roll call board as Republican State Representative Libby returns to the Maine House as a voting member.
It was a huge relief. It was a good moment.
Libby's vote restored by order of the United States Supreme Court on Tuesday. The decision by the justices rolls back a punishment that's part of the House's censure against Libby over a social media post she made, showing the picture and name of a transgender teenager to argue against the state's policy of allowing trans athletes to compete in girls' sports.
I think it will be very clear that the standard is to not post photos of minors as part of political fodder.
The Supreme Court order comes as Libby sues Democratic Speaker of the House Ryan Fecteau over the censure, which is still in effect.
Thankfully, they took action and did restore my vote while the rest of the case plays out in the courts.
But until Libby either apologizes for the social media post or prevails in court, another punishment of the censure remains. The Auburn Republican still cannot speak on the floor of the House, which she tried to do several times on Thursday.
Thank you. I request a roll call and I'd like to speak to my motion. Thank you, Mr. Speaker Pro Tem. I request a roll call and I'd like to speak to my motion.
While Republicans are celebrating the return of Libby's voting power, Democrats are keeping their cards close to the vest. A spokesperson for Speaker Ryan Fecteau declined an interview Thursday, referring to a comment his office released 2 days ago, saying in part, "We look forward to continuing with the important work Maine people expect of us." The only Democrat who would speak to us on camera was Representative Michael Brennan on Tuesday.
Well, I think it's disappointing. I think it's unfortunate the Supreme Court injects itself into the legislative decision-making here.
And this legal battle between Libby and Speaker Fecteau over Libby's censure is far from over. We're expecting a circuit court judge in Boston to hear the case in early June. In Augusta, Donovan Lynch, News Center, Maine.